everyone and welcome back to another live interview. I hope you all are doing well. Our special guest for today's live is Ella Verma, who is Miss Trans Queen India 2023 runner-up. I'm so excited to call her in this live interview and talk with her about the journey. Hi Bharti Pandit, hello. Hi everyone. So we already have Ella with us and I'm sending her an invite. Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining in. I'm super excited to talk with you guys. And here we have hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I, I'm fantastic as well.
Thank you for accepting the request for live interview and joining with
Of
us today.
course, I was having like a fangirl moment because this is like a pageant page I used to follow before my journey also. So like from that to here, this is like such a full circle moment.
Oh my God, I'm so glad to hear that. And you have been an inspiration to so many people out there. And personally, I see your reply to every hater and those savage reply, I love it. I love it.
You
Keep
know,
those coming.
I really, so the thing is, beauty queens and all, we're all supposed to be so prim, so proper, and that's our
Yeah,
expectation.
yeah.
But you know what I feel like, especially for queer people, everyone is so used to getting away with anything that they can just say anything and nothing will happen.
True.
And I'm not letting that happen. There's consequences for everything. Public responses for public opinions always.
Exactly. And I love it. I love it. So, Ella, tell me what motivated you to enter the spectrum of beauty pageants?
I didn't really grow up being inclined towards pageantry, obviously for personal reasons, since I didn't really feel confident enough to represent myself. But I did, have causes that I was passionate about. And eventually, with the way that things played out for me through social media and realizing that I can, really give an amplification to my causes and my voice through a platform like pageantry combined with social media. So that's where it all came about. And then again, there were problems of acceptability where I could go, where I was welcome, where I was allowed, and then finding the right pageant for me, and that's how it went.
That's true. As you said, at the end of your answer, that it was very difficult to find a platform that is
Yeah,
inclusive, right? So
right.
this is a personal question, and I want your honest opinion on it. So,
Yeah.
do you feel that beauty pageants are really inclusive?
I definitely can say that some are and some aren't. There are definitely, things changing with the age criteria being removed from, one of the highly esteemed pageants of our generation, being transgender women being included. But, it's taken a lot of time and it's going to take a lot of time for the implementation to be, for it to be implemented on the ground level in the sense that, I'm a very straightforward person, I'll tell you. There's contradictions when it comes to inclusion in the sense that there could be a certain kind of inclusion made at an international pageant, but then the national pageant that you need to qualify to participate has not necessarily caught up with the international, changes. So those things have really helped a lot of young Indian representatives back. But there is, so much more representation and inclusion than there was, say, when I was growing up.
Exactly, and as you say, the things would take time, but we
Yeah.
hope the change comes soon, and you know, we be able to, even on national platform, we'll be able to say that the pageants are truly inclusive, right?
Right. And I think the public also, all of us, we have so many expectations from pageants that, okay, this should happen, that should happen. And that really comes from thinking that the pageant is one entity. But the thing is, there's a team involved, there's brands involved, there's international people involved. So it really is, every decision has to be, it has to go through so many levels. So the fact that it does take time is also understandable at the end of the day. It's an organization.
Exactly. Moving ahead, Ella, tell me what were the things that were going in your mind when the first runner-up crown touched your head?
I so So I'll tell you that Arshi Ghosh, who was crowned Miss Transpeen India, she was like my bestie. We were always hanging out together. So in that moment, we were already so ecstatic. And, it was a moment of like, oh my God, it's my bestie. So it was obviously that. And then there was a moment of like, oh my God, it's my moment and I get to wave and there was excitement as well. But more so, I was like, that's my girl. Because Arshi, I'll tell you something about this girl. When we were practicing on the day of the pageant, we were learning our choreography and everything. We were taking breaks off of stage. This girl was in a plank. This girl was doing sit-ups in our breaks. This girl was, practicing everything. She was so prim and proper. She went out of her way to take care of me because I was one of the youngest contestants and I hadn't really been on my own without my family and my parents. And she took me under her wing when we went there. So it was more so a moment for her. I feel like.
It's so
I was just
cute.
excited.
So cute.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yes, I have been following she as well, and the journey, and yeah, I was so happy to see you both being there in the top two, because I also used to see the pageant journey reels that you used to post with your
Yeah.
pageant girls. If I'm not wrong, I remember that, and it was so exciting, and I'm so happy to see the sisterhood amongst the pageantry thing,
Absolutely.
because
It
many a
took me
times the
that
runner-up
surprise.
and winner don't get along together,
No,
because someone feels,
no.
yeah,
She won, and then she came over to my place. We stayed together, and then whenever I'm in Bombay, I try to catch up with her. Whenever she's in Delhi, she tries to catch up. It's beautiful.
that's so amazing. Oh my god. Moving ahead, Ella, do you know about P&I magazine?
Yes, I do,
Oh wow.
and I do. I do try to keep up, and it's wonderful. But I'm trying to get featured someday. Just putting it out in the universe.
You told me, I have noted it. So yeah, tell me your views about it, the magazine.
I think it's wonderful, and I think it's wonderful in the way that it's not also only title holder specific. I like that it goes out into the personal journeys and all, and I like that it's a dive into the contestant more than their purposes and their journeys as well, which is very, very important. But I do feel like in pageantry, often the delegates remain to be just delegates, and the side of them that's the person,
Yeah,
that's the woman, the girl behind the crown. That doesn't really shine as much without something like this magazine or these personal interactions, which is about my journey and my story and my feelings. So I feel like that may get lost a little bit trying to be a representative, but I feel like this balances it out. It's an equal balance of both.
exactly. And I'm so glad that you kept this out, because even with my platform, I'm trying to make it a platform where everyone feels that they their journey is being seen. Like
Yeah,
my magazine has a Miss Universe on the cover, has a trans woman on the cover on the fourth edition, has
yeah,
a real size beauty, a plus size beauty, an alopecia survivor, all together on a same cover, like on the different editions,
yeah,
but they are on the cover. So
yeah.
that's what I want to share the message, that you are on the same platform as a Miss Universe is.
Right. And that changes public narrative because when people see that, it influences public opinion. Like, okay, this person can do it, I can do it. If this person is on that stage, I can try to be on that stage.
Exactly.
Because it definitely took the trans women that came before me to even consider that, okay, I as a transgender woman have a chance. I have an opportunity. So, it took people like, the transgender women that came before me and the representation that people like you give them.
Exactly, and that's the thing that we are trying to build, a stereotype-free society, but it's going to take a lot of time. Moving ahead, Ayla, as you said, the representation of trans people all over the
Hmm.
globe it's not enough. It's and they have to face a lot of struggles with mentally, well, physically, emotionally, in every aspect. So how do you try to be in that positive environment even after hearing a lot of negative comments? Even if I see a lot of people in the comments, they think they are so cool, commenting stuff like that, but they are full if I say
No.
doing this.
See, I'll tell you, the way that I deal with negative comments is usually I take a trip with all the money that they make me. But besides No, I mean, it's wonderful for the engagement. Thank you very much. Love you. But seriously, on a more serious note, I maybe I'll go for a shopping spree and it'll make me feel better. But the truth is, at the end of the day, I'm a very self-aware person, and I've had in the lockdown, I was with myself, and I got in touch with myself in a level that was so deep that I understand myself and I know who I am. So somebody else telling me something that I am or what I can be, what I can't be, what I deserve and what I don't deserve, on most days it wouldn't shake me because I'm very, very strong and grounded in my own reality. I know what I'm worth and I know what I'm doing is right and I know what I stand for. But I'm also human and I also have emotions. And there are days where I feel bad. And on those days, I do what I have to. If I have to cry it out, I do cry it out. If I have to go, be with my friends, maybe be with my family, that's it. If I have to stay home and watch a movie, I'll try not to put the pressure. Again, this is again, I like to bring it up in pageantry. We're often, put under this microscope and we're expected to provide such perfection. But I really think perfection is in the imperfection. And the real way to be happy and the real way to be positive is to be negative at times. Dive into your sadness. If you, agar, what was that dialogue? कि अगर आप खुल के रो नहीं सकोगे, तो आप हंसोगे कैसे खुल के? In the sense that if you can't truly be, sad, then how will you truly be happy? So I say dive into the negative emotions and the positive ones will flourish on their own.
That's so like, and that's so practical. Sometimes I hear, oh, let's ignore the negativity and
You
focus on the
can't.
positive
You
side.
can't.
And like, it's easier said than done.
Yeah.
Exactly. Moving ahead, uh, Ella, are we going to see you on an international platform?
So this is
Spill
a bit of a really
some
sad
tea.
story. In what?
Spill some tea.
Spill some tea. I'll tell you. There's a lot of tea. There's a lot of very sad tea. So I'll tell you what
Oh,
happened with the organization this year. It's very, very unfortunate. So I was crowned and I was supposed to represent at Miss International France this year. And then there were problems with my passport and I couldn't get it updated in time. And then, we sat down and we came to agreement that, okay, Arshi should go. She's a wonderful representation and she could go to the competition. And she had a passport. And then last minute, there were issues with her travel as well. And so we weren't able to send a representative to Miss International Trans this year because there were legal and travel, complications. So not this year,
mhm.
but this is not the only year. There's a lot of new years to come. There's a lot of other pageants and places to be. And I'm telling you, next year, like I said, she's going to be a global sensation. Wait and watch.
Yes, and I'm all here to cheer you. And honestly, I want to see you on a platform not less than Miss Universe. I really want to see you at Miss Universe, and might
Manifest.
you be the change that we are trying to ask for since so many years. It will
Yeah.
take time,
Inshallah.
but
God be
it
willing.
will surely.
I believe in the universe.
Exactly. Ella, tell me one of the highlights about your journey.
Definitely meeting the other participants in my, you're speaking my pageant
Yeah.
journey. Yeah? Yes. So when I went there and I met other transgender women, I'm going to be completely honest with you. The way that I've been raised, my upbringing is very, very guarded in the sense that I don't have a lot of friends. I didn't really go out much other than work. I used to stay in my room. Even as a social media, influencer, my job was from my bedroom.
Yeah.
I would shoot a video and so I didn't really go out and I didn't really meet first a lot of people. Second, a lot of people like me. And the thing with being in a room full of transgender women with the same goals, same aspirations, very similar stories and backgrounds, it just heals something about you. To be surrounded by people who get you without having to explain. Because as not just as a transgender person, but any person who's, slightly different, you can be in a room full of people and you tell your story and you feel like, okay, these people, they don't get it. But then for those 3, 4 days, I was with women who got me to my core and they understood me so purely on so many levels. And I think that was my favorite part. I really felt at home.
That is what it is about. Um, I have been to a lot of pageants this year, especially, and I see that that the girls within themselves, we feel that it's a competition and they don't like each other, but that's not the truth. They share a lot of stories, lot of emotions on those pageant days, and that's what I
Yeah,
like
and
about.
I think that the competition is good. At the end of the day, everyone was there to win. But that was not the only thing we were
Yeah,
there for. And that's important to remember.
exactly, and that's what I like about this system. Moving ahead, Ella, there are a lot of questions, a lot of curiosity about Ella's uh, love story side, the hidden love. Yesterday I read your post, and if I'm not wrong, she, her in her Babu Shona era, if I'm not wrong.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So, so anything
No,
you want to
everything's
tell
good.
about that?
Everything's good. Ella's, I'm getting my Cinderella treatment. I found my Prince Charming, and I'm having a good time. And we're still young, we're figuring it out, but it's so fun. He gets me. We go to the gym together. It's really wonderful. He's getting me back in shape because after the pageant, I took some time to celebrate, so I need to hit the gym again. So he's helping me get back in shape, and we live really close by. So it's really wonderful. And he's a sweet guy, but he's going to be a mystery, and people don't understand why. But you don't get the bigger picture. Ella has something in her mind, and I'm cooking something up, but the face reveal is going to be worth it. But my love story is wonderful. It's a cute little love story. It's just every little desi girl's ashiki wali story, and
Yeah.
it's cute. It's so fun.
It's so amazing, amazing. Moving ahead, and I really hope to be this love story as one of the viral love stories of India. It is catching attention.
Definitely.
It is catching
We're going to
attention.
do it so well that our story is going to be turned into like a Sanjay Leela Bhansali love film. Like a lesbian. I
Yes,
want to love
yes,
like I don't want to love.
yes, exactly. Okay, as you talked about Sanjay Leela Bansali movie, if you were given a chance to replace or do a character of one of the Sanjay Leela Bansali movie, which character it would be?
I would love to be Kashibai from Bajirao.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think the way that this woman, she doesn't try to change her reality. The way that she understands that it doesn't negate who she is, even if, things aren't going in her favor, things didn't play out. She knew that those are her circumstances. Those aren't her. And I think that's a quality that I, quite resonate with. So, Kashibai.
Ashifa. Yeah, even I love the character and I love the women, who played that character. Yeah.
Absolutely.
They, yeah, so Sanjay Leela Bansal, if you're seeing it, you got your next heroine.
Yes, please. DMs are open.
Huh?
My DMs are open, Sanjali Lavansali. Hi.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, moving ahead. Any questions you have for me?
I want to ask you how you got into the whole pageant world and what's your motivation to keep
Oh,
on a personal level.
oh. So I got into pageantry around 3 years back when I was 17, and so the system, like, it was all about glamour. I saw some Miss India winning the crowns, they were walking in gowns, and I'm like, oh my god, this is so glamorous. And I was a person since very young age who used to love glamour. Yeah, but then I went, and then I found that it's way more than they wearing this beautiful crown and this glittery gown. There is a lot of journey that goes behind. So for quite a long time, I was just a pageant page, posting screenshots and writing good captions and that all.
Yeah.
But I was like, since how long would I do this? And
Yeah.
then COVID arrived, and I had a lot of time to think. Like, the time that I didn't really want to think, but I had a lot of time to think. So then I went on this live interviews. Like,
Yeah.
you might be one of my 120th guest for live. I've
Oh,
interviewed so more than 100 beauty queens from 20 or
one.
35 countries of the world. Yeah. So I've been doing that, and again I found that since how long I'll do live interviews. This is also gonna, not even
Yeah.
hype for. Yeah. Then I
No,
came
but
up with
that's the thing with artists. You have to keep, switching
exactly.
things up.
You have to
Yeah.
keep switching things up, and it's very, very, very difficult. People think, they do this and they do that, but that transition is really difficult. And then I came up with this idea of magazine, because I found that in India there is magazine for furnitures. Like, you see
Yeah.
chairs, see cupboards and everything. But there is not a magazine for beauty pageants. Come on, guys. There is magazine for everything. Like, literally everything. For even
Yeah.
pets, for even this, as I said, furniture. But there is not a magazine for beauty pageants that plays a like
Yeah.
crucial role in our society.
Yeah.
So then I came up with that idea of magazine, and then in 1 year we are releasing our fifth edition. And yeah, that is what I do right now, and that is
So
how I
I,
entered.
I have just one last question because this makes me curious since you mentioned you've spoken to so many people and so many people from different parts of the world. And with the kind of work that you have, it's obviously very interactive. So I want to know how you've grown and personally changed through the interactions that you've had with people. What's your favorite learning that's come out of the way you work?
So my favorite learning that has come out of my way is that never feel entitled. I
Hmm.
have seen Miss Universe. This year I met two Miss Universe in one day.
Yeah,
So when they were talking to me, they weren't like, oh, I was nothing in front of them. Come on, I'm just starting. But they didn't have that thing in their mind. Oh, I am something, with title, and I should have that attitude,
yeah.
and I should, talk in certain way, and that made me realize that you shouldn't be entitled at any moment in your journey in your life ever. You have to be grounded. You won't believe, I would interview a person with 1 million followers, and I would also interview a person with 200 followers,
Yeah.
because more than that, I want to know about the journey. So that is what
Right.
this, it has helped me to grow, to know people's journey. And for me, within myself, I would say that Malik, before pageantry, was not confident in himself.
Mhm.
Till I gained around 20K followers on this Instagram page, I never told anyone, not even my relatives, that I am the you know admin of this
Yeah.
page. Yeah, even if I used to go with my friends, I used to log out from my Instagram, because if they saw notification, and if they female centric field, and you know what we will do. So I was not ready for that. I was not self confident. I didn't do what I really wanted to do, and this, yeah, I have been going, I have been trying to do, I'm learning, and that is what self growth, not feeling entitled, being grounded, and that is what this field has taught.
I think that's so beautiful, finding yourself through your
Yeah.
own journey. Wonderful. So
And my
proud
motto
of
is
you.
my vacation. I don't feel
Wonderful.
tired doing my work. I don't feel tired doing my
And
work.
that's how it
I
should.
Yeah, exactly. I earn, I interact, I travel, and that is what this is about. Even if you wake me up at 3 a.m. and tell me to, Malik, you have to take this interview, I'm like, okay, give me 10 minutes, I'll get ready and I'll start. I haven't prepared a question for this interview.
Yeah, you were so wonderful. It comes so naturally to you then. This is definitely, I'm so happy you found your like perfect dream line because you're
Yeah.
so natural at this. I love this interview.
Exactly, even and that's what, even when I left a message, that I want to interview you, and that is what my purpose was about. As I was seeing that you are someone who is not afraid of any negative comments, and you are trying to, even in the way of meme, people make memes, but even in that way you are trying, and you are motivating lots of individual out there, to not hide, to come out, to speak, as Arna said, speak for yourself, and that is, you are the living example for it. And I'm so glad that I get this opportunity to interact with
Thank you so much. I'm honored.
you. Okay, now lots of motivation. Now let's lighten this mood.
Right.
Let's start with the rapid fire round. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Shoes or heels?
Here's
Sunrise or sunsets?
sunsets.
A movie that you won't watch again?
Cinderella 2015.
Okay. A movie that you can keep watching?
Queen, Kangna Ranaut.
Oh my god. Okay, a movie that you would like to play a role in.
Bajirao Mastani. Any
Okay,
Sanjay Leela Bansal.
okay, okay. If a movie was about to become on your life story, who would you wish to play your role? Which actor?
Oh, Taras Tara. I love Taras Tara.
Oh my God, she's stunning. Okay,
Yes.
if you get a chance to date a hero, which hero it would be? Or an actor?
Mr. White Shirt Guy.
Huh?
Mr. White Shirt Guy, my boyfriend. He's the only hero right now.
Oh my God. Okay. Um, personal round, personal interview or on stage Q&A?
Personal interview,
Okay. Swimsuit or evening gown?
evening.
Okay. Your favorite evening gown at Miss Universe?
Catriona Gray's preliminary crown with the Ipong Adarna, the orange one with the phoenix feathers. That was visually, it was just a masterpiece.
Amazing. If you get a chance to meet Catriona Gray, what is the first thing you'll tell her?
Um, I don't know. I think I'm gonna tell her I love her because she changed my life. She was one of the queens that I watched and I was like, I want to do this, and then I did it and my life changed. So she changed my life. I'm gonna say thank you.
Oh my God. Okay. A day that you will remember the most. One day.
Definitely the day that I was um, at Miss Trans Queen India and I was competing in the pageant, and we were backstage and it was the national costume round and I was wearing a Kanjivaram sari. So I'm very comfortable with saris, but a Kanjivaram is a very thick fabric and it's very difficult. It's slippery, and there were no safety pins. So I was struggling and there was no safety pins, and I was looking around, and there was another contestant, Rafia. And I just looked at her and she saw in my eyes that, she could tell that I didn't have a safety pin. And she took her safety pin out and she gave it to me.
Oh, that is
Backstage before she was supposed to go
that
on
is
stage.
that
That
is
moment just taught me, it just taught me so much grace and so much love. It just changed me.
amazing, amazing. A day that you don't want to remember.
The day, the day after the pageant, my feet were double the size. They were so swollen from being in heels for 3 days back to, and pageant heels are no joke. Let's be honest. Pageant 6, 7 inches. The day after the pageant, I was in so much pain. I was so tired. My hair was like there was so much hairspray. It was stuck. But then Arshi was there with me. We were having like a sleepover. But then the pain from that day, oh my god.
Okay, okay. And last one. Define Ella in 3 words. Only 3 words.
Ella is authentic.
Mm-hmm.
Ella is artistic, and Ella is magic.
Oh my God. Authentic, artistic, and magic. Right?
Right.
Amazing.
Because I've created myself, and when you create yourself, you create magic. So anyone who's authentic is magic.
Exactly. And before we end this interview, any message that you have for our lovely audience?
Yes, I would love to tell all of you that it is very, very important to get in touch with yourself and, really remember that you are in charge of your life, and to be able to separate yourselves from negative experiences and negativity that come towards your way, and, not really blame yourself for your circumstances, and create your own story and create your own authentic self and carry on with it. It's very unrealistic to expect that you're going to do something different or you're going to be yourself and there wouldn't be some sort of backlash either online or from family or from friends. That is the cost of growth. Growth comes from pain, so embrace it all and grow as much as you can.
That's true. That's true. And yeah, like give time to yourself. Exactly. And a savage reply to haters in the comments. Let's go, Ella.
Hi everyone. It's really disappointing and disheartening to read your comments, and you've made me very, very sad. But it was really, really nice making a lot of money from the engagement that I got. And I have to leave this meeting, unfortunately, because I have another meeting about a very big brand deal that I've copped from all the comments. But I'll see you all very, very soon.
That's amazing. Gift loving. Uh, I remember that was that Cardi B's one of the on stage moment
When
when
she
she
got
said.
the award, and she was like, "Thank you to my haters because you bought my albums to hate on it, but it benefits me."
Yeah. That's
I
amazing.
love that.
Okay,
Yeah.
me too, me too. I'm Cardi B at 3 a.m.
Fantastic.
Okay, thank you so much, Ella. And I'm so glad that again, I'm thankful that accepted this request for live interview, and see you in the fifth edition. Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Bye. Thank you so much and have a great day.
Yes.